If you have been discouraged because there's something that you want to do, but you either not only lack the finances, but maybe you feel like you lack the experience or the know-how, or you're intimidated by possibly not having a education. Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about things that I've struggled with and how I'm dealing with feeling that I wasn't adequate enough to do that which comes to mind to me to be successful. So let's get into it. Oh, and welcome. My name is Adriana, also known as the Master Mindset Life Coach. And on today's video, I can't wait to get into this. Now, if you are going to be watching my video, yes, I have cough. I'm sorry, tea. My throat is a little, it's a little sore. But yes, if you are going to watch today's video, I will encourage you and ask of you nicely to engage. Let's talk in the comments because I want to know, I want to hear from you. If there is something that has been on your mind, in your heart to do, and you're just like, I want to, but if I put myself out there, what will people think of me? Will they say, well, you don't have a degree in that area, or excuse me, you don't have this skill, you weren't trained, you can't. And so when you think about that and you start looking up all the information that people are lining up for you to have to do, college, training, certifications, all of this stuff, and you're like, well, that's going to take me 4 or 5 years, and you have the desire now, sometimes that means it could take that long, or it could just mean that you need to ixnay on all of that, quiet your mind, and listen to what your subconscious is telling you. So I'm going to try to weave this story in because I like to add my stories, but this is something that I realized that I think has helped me. Well, first and foremost, I had a video where I told you guys where I realized like that was my go-to encouragement every time something comes up, that when somebody says, oh, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough. I remember when I was able to lose weight in my freshman years of 45 pounds in 6 months and never gave up, and was able to do some incredible things after that, including leaving that weight off of me until I had my son, and still was able to manage my weight and keep it off all those years. So that was that. So when I think of anything that comes to mind, I don't like when people tell me I can't do it. I don't like to entertain the idea that I can't do it. I try to tell myself, and I'm doing better every single day with telling myself, no, how can I do this? Adriana, how can we get this done? You have this desire, and so we're going to get it done. Also, when I was working for other people at a call center, I had the opportunity to work in a department that again was something that told me like, you can do whatever you put your mind to, because in this particular department, I needed at least a 4-year minimum in business, a degree. I didn't even have a associate's degree. I had no degree at all, but yet I knew, even though I kind of understood why people were giving me trouble, that I did an excellent job in that department. I did everything I needed. I was very knowledgeable, and that was without a bachelor's degree. So I just started thinking, why do they have these requirements and things put in place? Because a bachelor's degree in business, I didn't see where I needed it. And even the stuff that may have been a little bit, I won't say over my head, but more stuff that I didn't know, that was stuff that could have easily been taught to me, and I could have easily been trained and coached at my job without having to get a degree. So I just thought that was really interesting, and that got me thinking now, like, wow, there's so many things out there that people make it seem like you have to have a degree, and you have to have several degrees, and you have to have a PhD, and you have to have this training, and you have to have this course. And I'm just becoming so shocked and surprised at how much stuff that you really don't necessarily need, because again, your subconscious mind, I tell y'all, this is going to be my theme here. Your subconscious mind, whatever you think, whatever you tell it, it is meant to become manifest. So no matter what it is you're trying to do, I want to become a speaker, I want to become a business owner, your subconscious mind is going to lock into that, because again, as I say always, it cannot take a joke. And just because you're a business owner, if you want to be a business owner, you don't have to go to school to be a business owner. Period. You don't have to go to school for stats. You don't have to go to school for marketing. You don't have to go to school for sales. Those are things that you can learn in the real world. Those are things that you can buy a book for. You can get a coach. You can watch YouTube channels. You can go to free events, but you don't need schooling to be a business owner. You don't need schooling to create a project. You don't need schooling to be a public speaker. And so I had to, and I'm working on basically unlearning those thoughts of saying, oh my goodness, I have to do this in order to be successful, because there will be people who you will come around and who will basically try to put you down and kind of knock you down by saying, well, you don't even have this degree. How do you think you're supposed to do this? Hello? What do you mean? How do I think I'm supposed to do this? I'm going to learn, and I'm going to trust that my subconscious is going to go ahead and guide me with the right steps that I need to take in order to fulfill that in which I want to fulfill. So it's not about your lack. It's just about you taking the time to get to learn these things. So if there's something even more complex than maybe being a speaker or starting a business, again, with time. And my husband, actually, he's learning more about investing. And so he is not going to school for investing. He's not going to school for math. You know, we both don't have degrees, but this is something that you can sit down and learn. And sometimes think, oh man, people think it's going to take me so long to learn this new skill. It doesn't have to, but if you say that, your subconscious will do a very good job at making sure it takes you a long time. But I realized there's so much stuff that even if you focused on 3 days to a week's time, you could be able to tackle and really begin to understand and really begin to implement. And there are resources out there that are available to you in order for you to get the knowledge that you need. And so I would say that if there is something out there, please go ahead and tackle it. Don't let these measly little expectations of other people keep you from doing whatever you want to do. So I'm going to use this example, and there's no problem I have with this person, but this is an example of people who just go ahead and start trying to defend having a degree, and that you need all these courses and all this stuff in front of your name and after your name and in the middle of your name. But a lot of you guys, I'm sure, who know Tony Robbins. Everybody's like, Tony Robbins is awesome. He has all this great information, blah, blah, blah. But we all understand that Tony Robbins, that information he gives is not necessarily original, but it is what it is. But he also, just to show you, he has built a brand for himself. So he has a brand, and people don't ask him if he has a psychology degree or any of that. People don't ask him if he's certified, and he's not. But people are so mesmerized and overwhelmed with all the stuff that he knows, they don't question that. And that's the thing. People don't have to see your degrees, and you don't have to feel any less of a person if you don't have those, because as you see in reality, he's just one example. There's several people who are successful who got on the job training, or they were taught without a textbook. And the thing that really kicks me is that education hasn't always been around. There hasn't always been an educational system. There hasn't always been degrees. But before that, people were learning in the real world. And so it's like, I don't allow college or anything be like, oh, because you didn't finish college or you didn't go to college all the way, then you're not going to be good enough. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. So if you are one of those people who feel bad because in your circle, everybody went to school, everybody has a degree, everybody has the job they want, and here you are, trust me when I say it has nothing to do with the lack of your degree. It just means maybe timing of everything. Maybe you need to shift some things. You have to change your subconscious, because you change your subconscious mind, you change your life. Watch what you're pouring into your mind. Think positive things, and you literally can manifest the life you deserve, dream of, and want. And you can learn anything. Just stop telling yourself, I can't learn this. This is too hard. This is too difficult. I'm frustrated. This is ridiculous. This is for the birds. Stop saying those things. Before you finish your statement, learn to challenge your thought. Like, oh, okay, instead of saying this is too hard, how can I break this down? How can I understand this better? And watch how you will be able to make strides. And there's people out here, and this is where I'm trying to get to, where I could have conversations with people like psychologists and everything, where they're thinking, what did you go to for your psychology degree? And I can be like, I didn't. I've had some psychology experience when I went to college, but I don't have a degree in it. But we can have this conversation because my subconscious mind knows that I want to have a little bit of that information that I can use when I'm working with my clients. Though most of my clients are not trauma bound, so I don't necessarily need it. But if I ever do have a client that I need to go that length with, I'm able to be properly prepared if that happens. But most of my clients, they just have goals that they need clarity on, and they kind of have a direction, but they want the confidence to be able to go out there and attack them goals. And that's where I come in. So guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was encouraging and inspiring to you. I hope that you go out there and go after your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. You tell your subconscious that you can. You let those thoughts match that, give it positive energy, and you will manifest whatever it is you want. All right, guys, thank you. And until next time, love and light, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.